this week. So let us just start today with XLOOKUP. Okay. See, we'll be seeing how to use XLOOKUP in different areas and different situations. Okay. We'll just see how to use XLOOKUP today. Okay. So let us just start here. If you see here, we have something here. We have the instructions for this particular uh, file here, and we have different sets of data. Okay, so the first and foremost goal here is whenever we are using data in Excel, we have to always create it into a table. Okay, so here, see, I'll be creating this particular data products table first into a Excel table. So how will I do that? I'll just select this whole table here. Okay, I'll go to insert tab. I'll just create a table, and now what I can do is I can just design the table in the way I want to. I'll remove the banded rows and I'll just design it in this particular way. Okay. And also I can name the table here. I can just give a name called data underscore products. Okay. So if we name the table, it will be much more meaningful and we'll be able to easily use it. And let us now just go to the task one here. Okay. So in the task one, see our instruction here, the goal here is to use XLOOKUP to fetch product name and unit price for each SKU from data products here. Okay. So before using XLOOKUP here, see, we'll just see how to actually fetch it. First thing is we need the product name and the unit price, correct? So when we need these two things, we just first let us just go here, product name and the unit price are here. Okay. So since these two columns are apart, what we can do is we can just put XLOOKUP separately for each and every one separately. So let me just start writing the formula. Any formula in Excel, what we'll do, we'll just start with an equal to here, XLOOKUP. Now, first thing is my lookup value, correct? So as any lookup, my lookup value will be the SKU here, okay? And my lookup array will be my SKU column here, okay? So when I see here, when I'm selecting the SKU column, here it is showing me a meaningful name, data products SKU column. Since I have created it as an Excel table, it is giving me a named range and it is actually very properly categorized. Okay, this is the advantage of an Excel table. Now let us just select the return array also. A return array is nothing but what I want back. I just want the product name in that particular column, right? So I'll just select the whole product name column here and I'll just close the XLOOKUP and I'll press enter. Okay, now you can see XLOOKUP is only bringing me one of the value here. Okay, so what I can do is instead of me in the lookup value, instead of just selecting A2, I can just select A2 to A16. So once I do this, see, XLOOKUP will give me an array output and it will give me the full product name column here. Okay, but the formula is there only in one particular cell here. Okay, and you can see all the other cells are just spilling here. Okay, so this is actually called as a spill array. Okay, now if you see, in the same way I want the unit price also, so I'll just put another X lookup here, and my lookup value again will be the total all the SKUs here. My lookup array will be in the data product sheet, this particular table here. In this particular table, this particular column, you can see the data product SKU column here, and again my return array will be unit price, correct, since I want the unit price here. So once I press enter, you can see all the unit prices together are being populated at once. Okay, now this is my first step here, and after that in the column product name, we need to use XLOOKUP, type this in the first data. Okay, so now if you see here, what is happening, we have created an Excel table here for the data products, and we have put an XLOOKUP to bring the product name and the unit price through a spill array. Okay, this is how you use XLOOKUP through an spill array. Okay, now let us just go and see the task 2 here. See, the task 2 here is what, let me just expand this. Yeah, some SKUs are invalid. Use if error around XLOOKUP to avoid hash NA. Okay, so here if you see, when I put a basic XLOOKUP, for example here, if I put a XLOOKUP here, my lookup value will be this whole array, right? Now, lookup array is what? The data product table here, SKUs, the whole column. And my return array here, what do I want here? Price. Okay, I want the price, so I'll just go and select the unit price column here. Okay, Now let me just close this particular XLOOKUP, and if I press enter here, you can see there are certain NAs appearing here. These NAs are because these values are not there in the data product column. Just for example, I'll show you one of the examples here. See, SN111X, if I just go and filter it out here, you can see it is not here. Correct? You can see it's not here. Okay. So if it is not here, see, I don't want the errors to pop up. Here, the question itself, the instruction itself says that I have to put an if error so that my error doesn't pop up. Okay, so instead of the error, what I can do here is, see, I can write a nested formula in this XLOOKUP. So when I want to put an if error formula, what I can do here is, see, I'll just select before the equal to here. I'll put an if error here and I'll press a tab. You can see a bracket is open once I press a tab. And then the next thing what I'll do is, see, what I'm saying, if this is an error, this whole condition, if this whole XLOOKUP gives an error, what I want to do, I just want something else. So I can just say no data as my text, and now if I press enter, you can see my data is properly giving, wherever there is error, it's giving us no data. Instead of me seeing an error there, it is just saying that there is no data here. Okay, so this is how we use if error formula when we are doing lookups, and if we are not able to find the lookup values or lookups whatever we are looking for in the table. Okay, let us just go to the task 3 here. In the task 3, what is our task here? Let us just see what is the task. Fetch category and unit price for each SKU from the products tables. Okay. So here, since you can see the category and unit price in the data product table are the adjacent columns. You can see they are nearby, right? Adjacent columns. Since they are nearby, no need for me to actually do any XLOOKUP separately. What I'll do is I'll just go here. I'll put only one XLOOKUP for both the things. You can see is equal to XLOOKUP. My lookup values are my SKUs. Okay, and my lookup array is nothing but data products, and here my this is my lookup array since I am just looking up the SKUs. And what do I want to return there? See, here I can just select both the columns here, and both the columns will be given as an output to me. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just selecting both the columns here, and both the columns will be given as output to me. Okay, now if you see, if I press enter, okay. See, both the columns are not giving us input because I have chosen the array here. So I can choose an array here or either this side. Okay. So let me just remove the array here. Since I have selected all the SKUs, the array is filling like this, right? So let me just select only A2. And if I just press enter, you can see now both the column data is appearing here. Okay. So now what I can do is I can just use one formula for both the columns, and this I can drag it out. So you can see XLOOKUP is much better than VLOOKUP, and it can actually give what? It can give array spells so that we can easily populate data for more than one columns or more than one row at any point of time. Okay. So this is how an XLOOKUP works, and this is the advantage of XLOOKUP over and above VLOOKUP. And even though if suppose in XLOOKUP, if I just change this particular, as we all know, see, VLOOKUP has one particular condition, right? The first column should always be the lookup column. But in XLOOKUP, even though if I change the position of this column anywhere in this particular table, even if I keep it to the last also, XLOOKUP will always give me a proper output. You can see everywhere a proper output is still being given. Okay, whereas if it was a VLOOKUP, it would have been failed. Okay, so this is what is the major advantage of XLOOKUP over and above VLOOKUP. Okay, and to add the currency formats here, what I can do, I can just select this particular column here, go to this currency format. Since we are in India, we'll just add a rupee format here. Okay, in the same way I can add here in this price also a rupee format. Okay, here is their price. Yeah, here also I can just go add a rupee format here. Okay, so this is what it was. See, this is how we learned today how to use XLOOKUP with spell arrays, and how to use XLOOKUP to give more than one column of data. You can see the here one particular formula is giving me two columns of data. Okay, so if you guys have any doubts, you can always go ahead and you can actually chat in the chat box and you can ask me. Or what we can do here is we can just end the session today here, and every day from now on Let us just meet just for 15 to 20 minutes just to learn one particular topic in a very detailed manner, to learn what are the advanced things that are there in that particular topic. Okay. Any question and answers for me, you can always ask me in the chat, live chat. Otherwise, what we can do is we can just disconnect for today and we'll meet tomorrow. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye. Thank you for your support.